Hello everyone, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get the Wurst hacked client for Minecraft 1.21.11, which at the time of recording is the current latest version. First, you're going to want to head over to these two links. We've got the fabricmc.net/use/installer, and that will give you this little download for Windows button, which we're going to click, and we're going to just save this to the desktop. And this is the launcher or the installer that basically allows you to use the client. Next, we're going to get the client and the Fabric API. So just going to head to wurstclient.net/updates/7-52-MC equals 1.21.11. We're going to go ahead and click the Wurst client button at the top, and we're going to save this to the desktop as well. At the very top of the page, this is what it will look like when you get to the website. You just scroll down, and at the bottom, the top links here should be the most applicable ones. And after you've got this grey button, this dark grey button, we're going to click the white button next to it. And this is the Fabric API. This just helps it work properly. Now, if you don't have Java, you're going to want to go ahead and go to Java download. I'm going to head to Google first, real quick, because we're on a different browser. Just look up Java download, and it should come up within the first couple of links. It should look like this with a little coffee mug icon. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, and I'm going to look for the Windows offline Java. I'm going to go ahead and click this little button here, and it should give us the download for an exe file. Go ahead and save that. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is just run the Java, because as you can see, these little Fabric API scripts and the client itself just have a blank white file. I don't know if you can see it properly, but that's just not going to really cut it all too well. So we're going to run this little java.exe file. Just go ahead and hit run, and then click yes, and it shouldn't take too long to go ahead and install Java. Just go ahead and hit this little install button, and this will sort of load away in the background. Now while this thing is loading, we can go ahead and double click on the Fabric installer, and we just go ahead and run this, and this should open up a little window which will prompt us with which version we want to install the installer. I'm just going to give it a second here, and it should be default set to the latest thing, and you just hit install. Everything should already be set to the right settings for the version. If you're watching this in the future, which you probably will be, then this version might be a later version, and it's the same method. You just sort of do the same thing. Alright, Java's been installed. We can go ahead and hit close, and we can right click on this Wurst client here and go open with, and then we select Java, and always use this app to open .jar files. Go ahead and hit OK. And now all of these little files should turn into coffee icons. And we should have already installed this little Fabric installer, and that's done right there. Go ahead and cross this off. Now we're going to go ahead and hit the Windows key and the letter R, and we're going to type in percentage app data and percentage. The little percent symbol is just you hit shift and the number 5, and it will make a little percent. Go ahead and hit OK. On top of this folder here, you should see .minecraft. We're going to go into there and open this .minecraft folder, and we're going to look for a folder called mods. Now, not always is the mods folder going to be here, but in this case it is. If there is no mods folder, just create a new folder and name it mods, M-O-D-S, and that will do it just fine. And we're going to drag the Wurst client and the API into here, and this other Windows Java installer, we can just go ahead and delete that. We don't need that anymore. We can also delete the Fabric installer because we don't need that anymore. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and run your Minecraft launcher, and you should be able to head over to installations and add a new installation and set the version to, oh dear, one second. If it doesn't show up, just go ahead and cross off the Minecraft launcher and just reopen it. We should have a new profile loaded, which should have the new version of the profile with the Wurst client loaded in Minecraft 1.21.11. It'll take me a little while here because I'm running on a $50 burner PC. We should just open this up, and look at that. We've got the Fabric installer loaded. Go ahead and hit play again. There's a little box that says I understand the risks of blah 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 blah. You don't have to take it, just go ahead and click the thingamajig, unless you want to take it. You don't really have to. And this will take a little while to install. If it's your first time running it, it might take a little longer than if you've already sort of had a previous version or whatever, but this should load pretty quick. Alright, once you've gone ahead and run the game, we should have Minecraft 1.21.11/fabric modded in the bottom hand corner here. We can go ahead and open up a new world here, and I'll just do a quick demonstration of how pretty much all the basic hacks work. So to open the hacks menu, you're going to press the right control button. Not the control button you normally use to sprint with default settings, but the one on the other side of the keyboard, next to the little arrows. Go ahead and hit that right control button. And the first thing you're going to want to do is find this little window, which you can drag around once you've hit the right control button. And we're going to drop down onto UI settings, and we're going to go into the Wurst logo and change the visibility from always to only when outdated. And that will get rid of the annoying little sausage at the top. Now you don't have to do this, but this is what I like to do each time I load it up. Now all these hacks here are enableable by just clicking on them like you're going to break a block, and then clicking on them again like you're going to break a block. And if you want to change settings with that particular hack, you just click this little arrow and you can change things. And then if you want to get out of this menu because you can't move, press the escape key and you'll be back in the world. Now I'm just going to go ahead and set the time today so we can see real quick. And we go ahead and land ourselves down here. I'll just go over some of the shortcut keys. So the letter X will enable X-ray hacks. This will allow you to see just about every ore or rare block or sort of man-made placed block within sight by changing the textures. Hit X again to make it go away. The letter C will enable full bright, allowing you to see perfectly fine in caves at full brightness. I don't really have a super good explanation, but you can sort of see the effects here where there would normally be shade like this. Enable C and you can see everything just fine. We also have U. The letter U is free cam. This allows us to leave our body like we're kind of astral projecting around, and we can go ahead and fly through objects and whatever, and you can go as far away as you want to view what's going on, and then you press U again and you're straight back where you were. There's a bunch of other hacks like multi-aura, I believe is K, and R is just regular kill aura. This multi-aura is probably one of the best because it allows you to attack multiple mobs at once without doing any work. Here's a little example of what would happen when I enable multi-aura. We're not even really looking, but it will still attack any mob that gets too close to us. And I'm not actually clicking anything, this is just automatically doing it. And if there's multiple mobs at once, it will attack all of them at the same time. This can be a little bit of a doozy when you're on like some sort of a server and there's lots of entities that are invisibly placed. It'll start attacking them, which can be a bit annoying. Go ahead and hit right control. We've got all these little windows here, you can shuffle them around however you want. And each one of these does a different thing. There's plenty of them. You can figure out what these do on your own by just doing them. For example, air place. This allows us to place blocks directly into the air without having to set up scaffolding. This can be kind of useful in a lot of different scenarios. And there's also nuker. If I press N, this will speed nuker everything around us and break just about every block that is within our line of reach as a creative mode sort of player. This is more of a creative hack, this nuker, and it's great for digging tunnels. If you want to say put like a new highway through, and there's a mountain over here you want to put a highway through, you can just go ahead and turn on nuker by pressing N and just plow straight through a mountain. So any mountain that would normally be in your way, as you can see, you can turn on full bright. This mountain would normally take, I don't know, hours to excavate a tunnel through. Now you can just sort of speed through. You can even sort of view this from outside, and it will just instantly drill a hole like you're in one of those giant boring machines from the Boring Company. No problems whatsoever. I think we'll probably get to the end of the hill here. This can be a little bit of an issue on multiplayer servers and will get you kicked off for sending too many packets if you have this enabled in a creative mode setting. But as you can see, look at that. We've made a huge big tunnel. This would have taken a ton of work if you were to do this by hand. It would have been messy if you'd used TNT or whatever. You want to put a big old highways through somewhere. This little speed nuker hack is excellent. Anyway, that's pretty much it. There is a ton more, but I don't really feel like I have to explain all of them. You can just sort of figure them out, and those are the most useful ones, I guess. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.